Hi, my name is Janelle, and I'm going to be taking you through a tour of WonderGrove Learn's new product called WonderGrove Store. So all you have to do to get on this product is to go to wondergrovelearn.net, and you can purchase the product, and then this is what you see when you log in. So this is like a sneak peek of what you'll see if you purchase WonderGrove Store. So you put in your email and password. I have it saved on my computer because I'm on here so much. I have multiple products. I have WonderGrove Social Skills, which is for typically developing students, English, Spanish. You can even get Arabic. Down here is WonderGrove S.O.A.R, so I'm going to click on English. So that's the product that I have. And you'll see that this is kind of set up like, Netflix or Hulu. You have these rows of videos, and each one has a topic. It goes all the way down here, all the way down to special events. So we'll just go through each one of these rows so you can kind of see what's in here and what some of the extension lessons look like. Up here at the top, this is basically a tutorial. So if you just go through these, this is Miss Flowers right here, and she is explaining the basics of how to use WonderGrove Learn and WonderGrove Store in the classroom. So introducing the characters, start with 3 minutes a day. The reason it's 3 minutes is because that's about the average of how long these videos are. So the easiest way to start is just showing the videos, and you can kind of pick and choose the extension lessons as you go, and you can start to see what works for you. Transitioning, engaging concept introduction, reinforcing appropriate classroom behaviors. There are lots of different ways and reasons that you can use these videos. I have been using WonderGrove Social Skills since 2013. And I had to adapt it for my classroom because I was an intervention specialist, and I had a lot of students who were functioning well below grade level. So the videos were very appropriate, but the extension lessons were a little bit too involved. So I either had to go down in the grade levels and reintroduce old standards, or I had to adapt their current lessons down to where my students were. Now the nice thing is that WonderGrove is adapting these for us using intervention specialists who have years of experience in the classroom and using these products. So the second row here is Meet the Characters. These are all of the characters. This is an important one. I usually do this for a week. So Monday we meet Peter, Tuesday we meet Maria, Wednesday we meet Dee, etc. And the students start to have their own favorite characters. The reason this is important is because students make connections with these characters and they want to listen to them. And I can tell you that my daughter, who's 2 months old, her favorite is Chris. And she recently watched Wash Your Hands, and every time we even pass a bathroom or a sink in the kitchen, she's like, oh, wash your hands like Chris, wash your hands like Chris. So I don't even have to tell her. It's just something she wants to do now because she wants to be like Chris. She does like the other characters. She knows their names now. She thinks Maria is pretty. She calls her Marina. So this is a really important part of it, because once students have those connections, now you have all these videos addressing all of these different skills, and the characters that they already know are in each one. For me, that was the big difference, aside from time, finding animations on YouTube and piecing together these little clips that address the skills that I want to meet. Kids don't always have those connections immediately to characters. They might understand the concept, but these worked better for me because I can come on here, find the exact animation that I want for the skill that I want, and I know that the kids already have a connection to the characters. So let's just click on Meet Maria. And there's a video about Maria. I won't show it because it doesn't record very well. on GoToMeeting, but I can probably upload those on social media for you. So just make sure you follow us at WonderGrove Store on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll upload a couple of these videos so you can see what they're like. So let's just take a peek at kindergarten. Let's do a math. So you can see that these are some things that Maria likes. Maria likes singing and giraffes and birds. So this is a counting exercise. This is a great way to transition kids from meeting Maria, things that she likes, and then now we're doing some math. So this exercise is aligned to Common Core standards for kindergarten, but you can see that it's definitely simplified. The students will just, count the giraffes, 1, 2. These are bigger images and there are less of them, and the student can point to or circle the number. So these are already simplified, but still meeting and giving access to those standards, which is really important. And let's look at the first grade one, just so you can see a difference. You can see that there's a number line already here. This is something we do on a lot of the math exercises so that you don't have to get your number lines out. They're already on here for you, and then the students can just circle their answers instead of writing them in. If your students don't need this, which is why I have WonderGrove SOAR and I have WonderGrove Social Skills, because I have some students that really need to practice the state standards as they are in, say, math, but I have students that need it adapted in English, language arts. So I do have both of these products. If you're in a self-contained classroom and all of your students are about on the same level, you probably only need SOAR. But you can see how it does get more difficult. We're not just counting, we are adding, and subtracting, but you do have the number line and you have choices here so that students can point to or circle the answers. And let's look at the second grade one, math, and you can see that we have some visuals here. One way that this is adapted from the social skills, aside from having the choices here, we have all of the images on each one, and we put the same coins together and we put them in an order so that they're easier to count. So $1 and 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so kids don't have to rearrange those in their mind. So again, counting money is a difficult concept, but our students with disabilities still need to do that. It's just helping them to do it at the pace that will more likely suit them. Obviously, you might have to modify a little bit further or bring students down to, maybe they're only ready for the first grade and not the second grade yet. Maybe they're still adding, they're not skip counting yet, that kind of thing. Which is why it's nice that if you purchase SOAR Social Skills, you do have all 3 of these grade levels on there. There are also fluency passages with each one. Now these fluency passages are at kindergarten, first grade, second grade level. When you have students that are not yet readers, independent readers, what we have on here for you to do is you can search for the letters or sight words that you're studying in class. So it's still an activity that they can do and they can still use these passages. And I've even had some kids searching for letters, some searching for words, and some practicing their reading fluency with me. And it's amazing how fast those kids will move up because they want to move to the next step in using these fluency passages. Even if part of it is just memorizing it throughout the week, they want to be a part of that, and that does help accelerate their reading. Motivation is just such a huge part of it. Your classroom lesson plan is basically all of these things. It's all of the standards that you're meeting. It's the adaptive skills, different ways to use them. And then there's just an overall lesson that you can do. and it spells it out for you here. If there are any scroll down, if there are any worksheets, like this one does have a worksheet with it. Again, there are visuals here. In the WonderGrove Social Skills, there may or may not be visuals, and the problems will be more difficult. We did the math. There are coloring pages for each one. I liked to use these at stations for some independent practice while I was working with small groups. Some of my students that were more fluent readers and writers, I would have them flip it over and write about what they liked about the video or how they related to it, retell what happened in the video, write one sentence. And that's something that I did not even have to force them to do because they got to color after they were done writing. So that's a good way to use these as well. But coloring, as we know, is good for just, fine motor skills. So that's an option for you as well. The printable books I use throughout the week. It's just another fluency practice. I know it says cut and fold. I actually like to cut these out and use it as a math activity because I have them cut them all out and then put these numbers in order. And then they read these every day, all week, with book buddies or volunteers or myself, or reread them as a group. Even if these are a little bit difficult for them, they still do really well because they remember the video, and the words that are on here are based directly off the video, and these are screenshots directly from there. So it really helps with their reading fluency as well. And then you have your English practice exercises. These are very similar to the math ones. You can see that this is a modified crossword puzzle because there are letters here and the words are here, so they don't have to know how to spell them. And there's pictures next to them. So this is very nice because when you had something like a crossword puzzle that isn't adapted for students with disabilities who cannot yet read, that is a very difficult task because even if you're using it as a comprehension activity, you have to be right there next to them. And this makes it, they still have to use their critical thinking skills, that you can still work as a small group, but they can do parts of it independently, which is really nice. Active learning is usually a fine or gross motor activity. So this one has some questions on here. This video was all about Maria, and now it's all about you. So these are things that you can do in groups. They're language, fine motor, gross motor. So like, who are your friends? Tell us about you, that kind of thing. So that's everything that's in, each video. Let's go back to the videos real quick. You actually have to click on English to get back to the beginning here. So this part is meet the characters. Then we have the back to school social skills. This is great as a quick start. You can just go through these and, week 1, week 2, week 3, or day 1, day 2, day 3. I like to focus on a video for an entire week because I really want it to stick in their brains. So keep your hands. My week 1 of school is meet the characters, and that's really fun for them. And my week 2 would be keep your hands to yourself. Pay attention when the teacher's teaching, and we would go through like this. Adaptive behavior. These are great for meeting adaptive goals that you might have, and you can see that some of these will be on your quick start, but also on your adaptive behavior. This is where, after your first 10 weeks of school, you're probably going to start jumping around and revisiting things that your students in particular need help with. Some of these are a little bit deeper, like always tell the truth. And know how to handle bullying, respecting other people's stuff. So this would be once kids have those basic school rules down, this is more of what they would be doing. Keeping your hands to yourself is on there in a few different places because it's important and falls under different categories. Don't take things that aren't yours. Respect others on the playground. Use polite words. I use this one quite a bit. And now you start getting into some safety issues, what to do if you get lost. Be patient in line. There is another video about waiting and walking in line. So this is a little bit more specific, like we don't push in line, we wait for others in line. Know which school supplies to take home. We have lots of kids that may not have something at home, so they want to take something from school to home. Doesn't necessarily mean they're stealing, but they need to know that some things do not go home. Your personal computer, Chromebook, for example, does not go home. It stays here. Use encouraging words. We don't say bad words. Scroll down a little bit and we have socialization skills. So be quiet when walking in the halls, sharing with others. Always be a good sport. Follow the rules when playing a game. Pay attention when the teacher's teaching. Again, this one's in multiple categories. Raise your hand and wait to be called on. Here, stand quietly in line. So you can see if you have kids that are having trouble standing quietly in line, that might be different than, being patient in line. But you can still address those, in the same, a lot of times I would address these in the same week if that's something I'm having issues with. Use your inside voice. Ask the teacher for help. Work together as a team. Use your walking feet. Don't touch. Use words, not hands. So this is another one that's a shorter one, kind of similar to keep your hands to yourself, but now it's a little bit more specific. Walking in the classroom, that's kind of an extension of use your walking feet. So it's another character saying it in a different way and saying hello. So you've got some communication there as well. Daily living skills, always important, but especially important with our students with disabilities who are learning to be independent, and plus to keep everybody safe and not getting sick in your classroom and close contact. So cover your mouth when you cough, wash your hands, what to do if you're sick. A visit to the doctor is good. Get a good night's sleep, brush your teeth, put your toys away, stay seated on the bus. Be careful with electricity. My daughter is watching this one a lot because she really wants to plug things in by herself. So this one helps her. Look both ways before crossing. Always wear your seatbelt. Always wear a helmet. Breakfast is important. You can dress yourself. Recycle to help Earth. Obey crosswalk signals. Help in the yard. Stay seated in a restaurant. Save water to help Earth. Clean up your toys. This is one of the first ones I watched with my daughter when she was about 1.5 years, and she started picking up certain toys, not all of them, but she now picks up her books and her stuffed animals. Be safe around animals and put your seatbelt on music video. So there are a few about putting your seatbelt on. This one is really cute since it's music. These are some school rules review. These are nice to watch after long weekends and after coming back from breaks when you've already reviewed this. They know the school rules, but they need a review. So that's why there's only 3 of those here. Down here we have some basic skills. This will be populated very soon with numbers. So each number 0 through 10 will have its own video. Marcus is in charge of those videos. And we'll also have videos for every letter in the alphabet and its primary sound. And within those videos, there will be the letter sound, the sound used in a single word at different, the beginning, middle, and or end of the word, depending on the letter sound, and also putting those sounds together and those words with those sounds together into a sentence. So that's something that we added. I really could have used it back when I was starting to use WonderGrove, because a lot of our students have speech language communication needs, but they're only getting services a couple hours a week. So we really need, or a month even. So that additional practice in the resource room and in the classroom is really important. So on top of days of the week, colors, the alphabet song, we will have 37 additional videos here in this row. Motor skills, I used these videos for brain breaks and some of the stretching and balancing ones when kids would come back in from recess and I needed to get calmed down. Need them to get calmed down. Sight words, we used one of these. We watched one of these every day. We watched one of these for our word of the day. So you can see you've got your pre-primer sight words here and then some primer ones. And then further down, we have some music videos. These are great for rhyming and breaks and transitions, adding on to, like you could use this eat breakfast every morning could add on to eating breakfast is important. And then leading up to special events and holidays, I always watch these. So there are 5 Halloween videos. So we watch those the week before Halloween for safety purposes. And then there's a couple for Easter. We watch those before spring break. A couple for Christmas, some for Thanksgiving. So we use those to do some special projects. There are some generic ones just about holidays. St. Patrick's Day even has 2. Thanksgiving, we watch all these Be Thankful For videos, and then we would do a writing activity. And the same thing with Valentine's Day. We would write cards and poems, and we would watch Maria do all of these for Valentine's Day. So I hope you enjoyed your virtual tour of S.O.A.R. If you have any questions, you can email me at jvargo@wondermediagroup.net. And the website to find out more information is WonderGroveSoar.com. Thanks so much for joining me today.